Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Time now for Cavaliers Between the Games. Let's see what's in store for today.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV, along with the Chippewa Valley Museum, would like to take the next few minutes to help celebrate the 150th anniversary of the city of Eau Claire. So now today's episode in celebrating Eau Claire's sesquicentennial.
In our continued celebration of the past 150 years of Eau Claire history, Rob Madison along with Hunter Madison took a few minutes to review a game about Eau Claire history. So here is episode 52 of Board Game Archaeology.
Welcome to Board Game Archaeologists. We played time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter.
I'm Rob.
And today we're looking at Eau Claire Trivia.
Eau Claire Trivia from Trivia Games Production from Rochester, Minnesota. Originally copyrighted in 1990. The Eau Claire version, I think they did this all over the country probably, or at least in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, who knows, range. This was copyrighted in 1995.
And the object of the game is to get all three of your pieces into the center of the board.
Yeah, and the game comes with a cover of Eau Claire history, and it's old-time history with Barstow Street in the late 1800s. We also have 3 different colors for 4 different characters. You can play 2 to 4 players. And we have a stack of Eau Claire trivia cards. And the cool thing, and what makes this a real interesting thing for the locale, is all the businesses on here are from Eau Claire.
And how you start the game is everyone takes a die and they roll for highest.
Hey.
And in this case, the person on the left of the person who rolled the highest typically would be the person asking questions. But in this case, that's me. And before anyone can even move, the first question needs to be answered correctly. So what year was Wu Pagodas built?
1946.
And that is correct.
I cheated.
And
that was a tough one, but I did that because our Hunter's grandparents and my in-laws, their favorite place to eat.
And then you would get to roll both of your die and get one or more of your pieces out.
Right, and you can split your dice roll up. So if I roll a 3 and a 1, I can roll 1, but I can only take one person out per question. So I can't move another person, so I would go the 1, 2, 3. If you land on somebody else's start, if you're in somebody else's entrance and they come in, you have to move your farthest player all the way back to start. Now, if you bump into somebody like this, then they move back 5 places.
And another little nifty thing is that if you roll doubles with your dice after you answer a question correctly, then you can just go ahead and roll again for the next turn. You don't even have to answer a question.
Yep.
And with that correct answer in your typical turn, you would then have the opportunity to get another question. So for example, true or false, the Master Lock Company has its headquarters in Milwaukee.
True.
That is correct.
Nice.
And really, that is one of the big things about this, is that the information is very specific and you're really hoping for those true and false questions.
So yeah, and the pros and cons, one thing I thought was funny about the board is, so you have this place where you put the cards face down, and then you have a place, discard pile, where you put the cards face down. The cards are designed bigger than the area. So by the first time you put a card down, you can get lost on which one is supposed to be your discard pile and not a discard pile, especially when it gets further along in the game. Very timely. If you don't know a lot about Eau Claire, you're going to have a real difficult time playing this game. Some of the questions are true or false. Some are a 50-50 shot, and that's your best guess. I would have never known Wu's Pagoda, and I've eaten there many times. It's been long gone, and some generations don't even know what we're talking about when we say Wu's Pagoda. We also had Wally's Chalet, which was Hunter's Great Papa's favorite place to eat. And that place has been long gone and made into a sports bar many years ago. But yeah, I feel some company went from town to town and made deals with them, or this could have even been a university project in the College of Business where they went from town to town, got sponsors for the game, and were able to make the game.
And I do kind of appreciate the amount of like research that they did in the questions. Like, I wouldn't have known about the Wu's Pagoda thing at all. The structure of the board is a little wonky. It's very confusing at first, where the start is, and you know, with all of the icons, whether or not the businesses mean something when you land on them. But once you figure out that it's more or less in the same kind of configuration as sorry,
right?
Then
sorry, aggravation, trouble, they're all kind of the same. It's the same thing.
It's just a little harder to tell just from looking at it.
Yeah, it's busy with all the advertising on it. But it's kind of fun. If you're from Eau Claire, you're going to recognize most of the stuff, especially if you're older. A lot of it still exists. A lot of it doesn't still exist.
But you're going to have a hard time, regardless of whether you were even there at the time or not. You're going to have a hard time with the trivia questions.
You really are.
That's going to test how aware you were for the last few decades.
Right, and if you're a really big Eau Claire trivia buff. Oh yeah, one thing we forgot to talk about is you only have 3 chances per round. You can't go 4 rounds. If you answer the first question right, answer the second question right, you get a third time. That's it. You get a stop at that point. Or if you get that first question right, you roll doubles, you get a freebie. You don't even have to answer a question. You roll that third one, and then you're done at that point too.
And let's face it, the odds of that will probably be pretty small.
These questions are tough.
But it only adds kind of to that kind of like confusion of some of the board and some of the way that it's structured in that way.
Yeah, you can tell it's not created by a bunch of designers. I think it's created by, like I said, a College of Business class or something like that, just selling product. And they probably had a stamp machine that kind of made it this way.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about us, check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can also find us on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and check out Bill Hauser Art.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
We would like to thank Hunter Madison and Rob Madison as well as the other folks at Board Game Archaeology for giving us permission and making this video available.
You've been tuned to today's episode of Celebrating Eau Claire's Sesquicentennial presented by the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV along with the Chippewa Valley Museum. Stay tuned as we have more Between Game entertainment followed by Game 2 of today's doubleheader coming right up.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Long fly ball by Pogo, and it's out of here! A 3-run shot by Anthony Pogodzinski.
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And we're back here at Stuckert Field in Bloomer, Wisconsin. And in this game, the Cavaliers are going to be the home team, which means my stuff is all upside down. And we're getting extra noise here that we don't need, so I can fix that. There we go. So the starting lineups for today's second game for the visiting Bloomer Woodticks. Leading off, the pitcher, Tyler Plitzner. Batting second, Corey Poyer. He's a second baseman. Batting third will be Curtis Dockel. He's the extra hitter, and we'll go through the rest of it as we get to it. Leading off, Tyler Plitzner. And the first pitch is a called strike. And Plitzner went 2 for 3 in game 1. And the pitch is a called strike. So it's 0-2 to Plitzner. Ethan Kelberg on the mound for the Cavaliers. Pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is low. Counts even at 2-2. Kelberg winds and fires. And the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he draws ball 4. So a leadoff walk to start the game by Tyler Plitzner. That's going to bring up Corey Poyer, who went 0 for 3 in game 1. And the first pitch is a called strike. Kelberg looking in for the sign, takes a peek over at first. Then over his left shoulder, Poyer squares to bunt and fouls it off. And the throw over to first, he's back in time. Umpire on the bases in game 2 is Tim Wilson. I wasn't very nice to him during game 1, but I've known Tim for many years. He can handle it. And the pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Corey Poyer. Kelberg fires, and it's a ground ball picked up by Kapanke, who steps on the bag for 1 out. That moves Plitzner over to second, brings up the extra hitter, Curtis Dockel. Dockel was the losing pitcher in game 1. He went 1 for 3 in game 1 and scored a run. And the first pitch is a called strike. Kelberg fires. And the pitch is inside. Kelberg at the belt, and he pitches and a high pop foul. Back out of play. And it's a called third strike. So Curtis Dockel goes down looking. That's going to bring up Brent Serrar, the left fielder. Serrar went 1 for 3 in game 1. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. And it's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. We're in the top of the first inning. And it's a ground ball, foul down the third baseline. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. And the pitch. It's inside. Counts even at 2-2 with 2 down. Runner on second. That's Tyler Plitzner. And the pitch. And it's a call, third strike. So for the Bloomer Woodticks in the top of the first inning, we have no runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 left on base. We've completed a half inning. And it's the Woodticks nothing and the Cavaliers coming to bat. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And our player of the game today was Josh Garcia, but he's not in the lineup for game 2. So you go out to Gino's tomorrow, mention Josh Garcia's name, and you get yourself a free soft drink. He did not come up with an extra base hit. He had a productive day at the plate. He went 1 for 3, scored a run. But the one was only a single. So taking a look at the Woodticks defensively, at third base is Simmons, Malinowski at short, Poyer at second. Hicks is at first base. That's Connor Hicks. Out in the outfield, it's Serrar, Ryder, Hurt. Behind the plate is Yakish. And on the mound is Tyler Plitzner. Jackson Vance steps in. He went 0 for 3 but got an RBI when he got hit by the pitch in game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The wind and the pitch. That's low for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Jackson Vance goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Hunter Ginther. Ginther playing third base in game 2. And he sends one out into right center field for a base hit. Ginter moved his batting average up to 200 coming into the game. And he picked up those hits down in Sparta. This brings up Cooper Kapanke. He went 1 for 2 with an RBI. And he hits a soft one out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Ginther checks in at second. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Batting in the cleanup spot is Cole Timon, the catcher. Went 2 for 3 in game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. You can tell Plitzner had a busy day out on the bases. If you look at the front of his uniform, they're supposed to be white. Yeah, right. White is not going to work. That pitch is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That breeze is still picking up. Here's the pitch. Ground ball into left field. Rounding third and coming in to score is Hunter Ginther. And Kapanke takes off for third because nobody was covering the bag. So Timon gets an RBI single. As Hunter Ginther comes in to score, putting the Cavaliers up on top 1-0. And that's going to bring up Pogo. You can see Cooper Kapanke trying to get the dirt out of his eyes down the third baseline. Anthony Pogodzinski went 1 for 3 with a really nice double in game 1, all the way out to the wall. Bounced off the wall on the fly. Squares to bunt, pulls back, and the runner is safe at second as we have Jackson Faulkner running for Timon. And a called strike to Pogo. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pogo steps in. Plitzner takes a look. Pogo watches a curveball for a strike.
Good contact. Here you go.
By the way, in game 1 of their doubleheader, the Tilden Tigers defeated the Eau Claire Bears 7-0. And a chopper foul down the third baseline. And in game 1 of their doubleheader, the Osseo Merchants defeated the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 7-2. Here's the pitch to Pogo. High pop foul out of the play on the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cavs up on top, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. This game is the makeup game for the game that was supposed to be played back in May that got rained out at Carson Park. Plitzner at the belt and the pitch. And another foul. Count remains 2-2. And we have time called by Pogo. Well, Dan, I feel pretty lucky. We talked about how here at Bloomer they have the best hot dogs in the league. Pitch is high and count goes full. We got the last 4 for our crew. You ordered 2 and I came up and ordered the other 2, and all of a sudden we were, the lady behind the counter says, "That's it for hot dogs." Pitch is inside for ball 4 and Pogo draws the walk. Bases are loaded with 1 out as Chase Yeager comes to the plate.
Yeah, and they were just as good as we thought they were going to be.
Yes, they were. Yeager went 0 for 3 in game 1, but he did pick up an RBI. There's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Scoop there. No, he booted it. Flipped to second for 1 out. So it's 6-4 on the putout. And Yeager gets a fielder's choice. So Pogo is out at second. Run comes in to score. That was Cooper. Kapanke. And Campbell Kapanke comes to the plate. Also, Yeager gets credit for an RBI on that. 2 down. And the pitch is high and away. Campbell Kapanke still out in left field. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the inside corner, and scurrying down to second base is Chase Yeager. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cavs put a crooked number up in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Counts even at 2-2. Campbell Kapanke could use a hit along in here. He's been in kind of a bit of a hitting funk lately. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. Count is full. Here's the payoff pitch. That's low for ball 4. Second walk of the inning given up by Plitzner. That's going to bring up Mitch Voller. Now, Mitch did not have any plate appearances, but he did score a run while courtesy running for Cole Timon back in game 1. Swing and a miss for Voller. Comes into today batting .231. And a foul back behind us. Here's the pitch. It's outside. By the way, in game 1, Ethan Kjellberg extended his hitting streak to 5 games. And a called third strike over the inside corner. Voller goes down looking, and the Cavaliers go down in the first. But they do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. Check that, 3 were left on base. So we've completed 1 inning, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How was it? Is it good?
And we're heading into the top half of the second inning. Leading off for the Bloomer Woodticks is Jay Ryder. Ryder went 1 for 3 in game 1. And the pitch is outside from Ethan Kjellberg. Kjellberg comes into today's game with a 1-4 record, a 4.93 ERA. Long shot foul down the right field line. He's throwing 34 and 2/3 innings and given up 28 runs, 19 of which were earned. He's walked 11, struck out 32. Pitch is a little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Jay Ryder. Here's the wind in the pitch. Again, fouled off on the right side. Cavaliers defensively, Hunter Ginther is at third, Ben Boda at short, Caden Erickson at second. Pitch is low for ball 3. Cooper Kapanke over at first, Timon behind the plate. Campbell Kapanke, Jackson Vance, and Mitch Voller in the outfield, going from left to right. And the pitch is fouled back to the screen. And a call, 3rd strike. Jay Ryder didn't like that too much. Jared Yakish, I think that's how it's pronounced. We'll see what they say when they announce him on the public address system. Jackwish is what they say, so we'll believe them. He did not play in the first game. He sends one down the first base line. Kapanke smothers it and steps on first. That'll bring up Jackson Simmons. Simmons went 0 for 3 in game 1. And a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Simmons. And it's a foul back out of play. Here's the wind and the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner, and Simmons didn't like that at all. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Bloomer Woodticks. We've completed an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers 2, Bloomer nothing, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Back here in Bloomer, Wisconsin, game 2 of our doubleheader, and in this game the Cavaliers are the home team. It's the makeup game for the game that was supposed to be played at Carson Park back in May. And going into the bottom of the second inning, Cavaliers have a 2-0 leading, and due up for the Cavaliers are Erickson, Boda, and Vance. Caden Erickson to lead things off. Caden went 2 for 2 in game 1 and 2 runs scored. He's looking to move that batting average back up over 300. Well, he did that down in Sparta, got it up to 310. So he's looking to improve upon that. Troy Plitzner on the mound. Plitzner's number so far this year, he has a 0-0 record, but he has a 4.5 ERA. He's only throwing 2 innings, so he'll double his season's innings real soon. We're waiting for Jackish to come out of the dugout with the catching gear on. And Plitzner has already completed his warm-up tosses. But he's only throwing 2 innings. He's given up 34 runs, 22 of which were earned. I don't know how you give up 34 runs in only 2 innings, but he did. And I don't know how you only have a 4.5 ERA with only 2 innings pitched. So something's confusing about the statistics coming out of Bloomer. Well, let's see what we have here. Let me get out my handy-dandy calculator machine. And here comes the catcher. Connor Hicks is in behind the plate. That's why it took so long. And out at first base is Eric Abramson. And he'll be taking the place of Jared Yakish. And at the plate is Caden Erickson. Well, as I calculate the earned run average for Plitzner, if he really only has 2 innings pitched and 22 earned runs given up, pitch is low. Maybe I read it wrong, but that comes out to a 99 earned run average, not a 4.5. And I'll look at their stats again. Oh, I misread that. He's only given up 1 earned run. That makes sense. Yes, he does not have a 99 earned run average. He's only given up 1 earned run. At any rate, Erickson grounds to second, where it's scooped up by Poyer and thrown over to Hicks. Actually, that's not Hicks. That's Abramson. I forgot to change that part of the stuff we have. That'll bring up Ben Boda for the Cavaliers. And that one was a little bit low for a ball. Boda went 1 for 2 in game 1. Here's the pitch. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the one by Plitzner and the pitch. It's outside. Here's the one by Plitzner and the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike to Ben Boda. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and he gets ball 4. So Boda draws the walk. 3rd walk of the game given up by Plitzner. Takes us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers, Jackson Vance, who struck out his first time up. And the throw down to second. And in under the tag. And safely in there is Ben Boda. No balls and a strike to Jackson Vance. 1 out. Boda's on second. Takes his lead. And the pitch. High pop-up into left field. Coming in hard and out to make the catch is the shortstop Malinowski. I thought Serrar was a runaway train there for a second that was going to plow over Malinowski. But Malinowski kept his cool and made the catch. That brings up Hunter Ginther, who singled and scored his first time up. I guess technically I should say he eventually scored. And it's a called strike. He scored on Tymon's single. And the pitch. Looper going out into right field. Hurt is over, makes the catch for out number 3. So for the Cavaliers, they pick up no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 was left on base. We've completed 2 innings with the Cavaliers on top, 2-0. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
as we head into the top half of the third inning. Cavaliers up on top 2-0 over the Bloomer Woodticks. This is game 2 of our doubleheader from Bloomer, but it's the makeup game for the game that should have been played at Carson Park back in May but got rained out. Leading off the top of the third, Connor Hicks. Kjellberg into his wind and is fouled back at the plate. Hicks did not play in game 1. One ball and one strike to Connor Hicks. Hicks batting .080. He's 2 for 25 on the season. Does have 2 RBIs. And a called strike. Struck out 5 times. Walked 6. Counts even now at 2-2. And was hit by the pitch once. The 2-2 pitch. Outside. Count goes full to Connor Hicks. And the pitch is fouled off on the right side, giving chase, but running out of room over there was Cooper Kapanke. Here's the wind and the pitch. And foul tip back into the screen. Count holds at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kjellberg into the wind and the payoff pitch. Chopper foul just out of the reach of Kapanke down the first baseline. Hicks is hanging tough. Ethan Kjellberg on the mound. He winds and the payoff pitch. A looper foul again off the right side. I believe that's 4 straight foul balls. Here's the wind and the pitch. Grounder out to second, picked up by Boda. Throws it over to first in time for the put out. So a 6-3 put out to Connor Hicks. That's going to bring up shortstop Jake Malinowski. And Malinowski went 1 for 3 in game number 1. And the pitch. High pop-up just beyond the infield. Erickson back, makes the catch from second base. 2 outs, brings up Sean Hurt, who went 0 for 3 in game 1. He's the right fielder. And the first pitch is just outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Foul ball down the right field line. Here's the pitch. Ground ball picked up by Boda. Throw over to first, and they got him! Close play at first, but nice stretch by Cooper Kapanke. And the Bloomer Woodticks go in order on the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 2.5, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Muldoon's Menswear, we're the well-dressed men of the Chippewa Valley shop. Whether you're looking for that big day you have coming up, or simply want to look great for a casual night out, Muldoon's is your stop. Let John or one of the other fine staff help you find just what you're looking for, and they'll make sure it looks great on you. What tops off the well-dressed man? One of Muldoon's well-made hats. Whether it's shirts, pants, suits, formal attire, or accessories, and did we say hats? Muldoon's has it for you. That's Muldoon's Menswear, 1506 South Hastings Way in Eau Claire.
Oh, really?
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And back here in Bloomer, as we head into the bottom of the third inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, Cooper Kapanke, Cole Timon, and Anthony Pogodzinski. Other CRBL action, I think I gave you this final once before, but I'll do it again. The final score, the Osseo Merchants over the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks by a score of 7-2. That's good news for the Cavs. And in the first inning of Game 2 of their doubleheader, the Tilden Tigers are leading the Eau Claire Bears 1-0. Cooper Kapanke steps in, Plitzner delivers, and the pitch is outside for ball one. Kapanke sends one foul down the right field line. Plitzner at the belt and the pitch. Like a lot of pitchers today, he works almost exclusively from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And a hard one right up the middle. It almost took Plitzner's feet out from under him, but Kapanke is on with a base hit to center field. That's the second time Kapanke singled to center field in this game. That'll bring up Cole Timon, who singled and drove in a run back in the first inning. Single to left. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball down the third baseline foul. Timon digs in. And the pitch. It's outside, throw to second, and in safely is Cooper Kapanke. That was a better looking steal than the last one he had. The last one he got a really bad jump, and this time he got a decent jump and he got in safely. 1 ball, 1 strike to Timon. Kapanke at second. Plitzner delivers, and it's fouled back just off to our left. That was about the right trajectory to kind of clobber Cassie in the noodle up there.
She's not worried one
never
bit.
would have got me. She'd have ducked. Plitzner looks in for the sign, takes a look over at second, deals the pitch, swing and a miss by Timon, and he strikes out. That's going to bring up Anthony Pogodzinski. Pogo walked his first trip to the plate. He's actually good today. He's 3 for 5. Timon is. Pogo swings and misses. The ball goes back to the screen, and Cooper Kapanke gets over to third base. So with one out, now a fly ball into the outfield will score a run. Pogo steps in. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. It's a little high for a ball. Pitch is outside. Ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pogo waiting to get a hold of one. Dimensions here at Stuckert Field are 320 down the lines, 385 to straightaway center. And a long fly ball out into the right center field. That one's back and under it, making a play is Ryder. And, of course, Cooper Kapanke comes in to score. Puts the Cavaliers up on top, 3-0. With 2 down, that brings up Chase Yeager, who grounded into a fielder's choice. Picked up an RBI in the process. And that pitch caught the outside corner. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Hurt coming in, circling under it, makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, they did pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. So we've completed 3 innings of play. It's the Cavaliers 3 and the Bloomer Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
We're back here at Stuckert Field in Bloomer, Wisconsin. All that threat of rain has gone away. We've got partly cloudy skies, and everything to the west of us is pretty much blue skies. There's some clouds way off in the distance, but nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, it'll be a nice day.
It's a beautiful day. And a nice breeze, which at sometimes has been pretty strong, but it's calmed down a little bit now. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Cavaliers on top, 3-0 over the Bloomer Woodticks. And leading off the 4th inning, the pitcher, Tyler Plitzner. He walked his first trip. Pitch is outside for ball 1. He did go 2 for 3 in game 1. Here's the wind in the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. Ethan Kjellberg on the mound. So far he's struck out 4, and all 4 have been on called third strikes. Pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls now and a strike. And a strike called. Count is full now to Tyler Plitzner. There's the pitch. Pop up the infield. Bamboda slides over and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Corey Poyer, who grounded to Cooper Kapanke, who took it on his own his first time up. That's just inside for a ball. And the pitch, foul back. Boy, I tell you what, that lower backstop does make me a bit nervous here.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad we're that much farther forward. If we'd be about 10 feet back,
we'd be in big trouble. And that pitch was fouled away off the right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Corey Poyer. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third, scooped up by Ginther, throw over to first, and scooped out nicely by Cooper Kapanke. Two down. And that pitch is outside for, well, no, caught the outside corner. And a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a good chase me pitch. And he got him to chase it. 5th strikeout of the game, and that'll do it for the Woodticks in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we've completed 3.5. It's the Cavaliers 3 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Wednesday, July 20th, when the Cavaliers host the Jim Falls Sturgeons at Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:35 p.m. That's live Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, July 20th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Stuckert Field. As we mentioned during Game 1, this is the last season for Stuckert Field here in Bloomer. Nice little ballpark, but unfortunately it's sitting in an industrial park and industry is taking it over. So the Woodticks will move over to the field that the high school plays on. That's right near the middle school here in Bloomer. It's a nice facility as well. They have a very nice athletic facility over there.
yeah, not that far away.
No, it's nearby.
A mile or so.
We have Gabe O'Brien into the game for Campbell Kapanke. He was stuck like at a wedding or something during Game 1, or couldn't get back in time. O'Brien comes into the game batting .333. And it's a called strike, so the count's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch missed. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody down. We're in in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch is inside for ball 4. I'm thinking they may have actually called that a hit by pitch because that ball went all the way back to the backstop, and most people will hustle down and maybe take second on it if it's just a ball 4. Mitch Voller at the plate shows bunt, called strike. He struck out his first time up. There's the pitch. Check swing, strike. And down to second goes O'Brien. Be curious to see the Cavaliers line up out in the outfield. My guess is O'Brien will go to center and Jackson Vance will go over to left field. Pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch is inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Brien takes the lead at second. And the pitch. Line shot. Gets through the wickets of the shortstop. And safe at first is Mitch Voller. Malinowski couldn't handle it. And that'll be an error. O'Brien was not able to advance. But the Cavs have runners at first and second now, with nobody out. Erickson at the plate, bunts it to first. Throw over to second, they got 1. Erickson gets on a fielder's choice. And Voller is out at second. O'Brien's at third. Erickson at first. That brings up Ben Boda.
Yeah, I think they could have the double play of that, but it would have been close, but
well, it still would have only been 2 outs and the run would have scored on the attempt.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to hold him.
And throw over to third to try to get O'Brien, and it gets past the third baseman Simmons over to the fence, and O'Brien comes in to score. That's going to be an error on Simmons. That's the second error of the inning. Erickson's now on second. And the pitch is high. Cavs now on top 4-0. There's the pitch. Foul back. That one made me flinch. Right off the very top part of the backstop. Had it missed that top part, we would have had to spring into action because Cassie at that trajectory would have been in serious trouble.
She's still not worried over there.
That throw down to third and in safely is Caden Erickson. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben Boda. Blitzner at the belt. And the pitch. Swing chop foul at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes to Ben Boda. And the pitch. It's high for ball 2. Counts even at 2-2. 1 out. And the pitch is outside, so the count goes full. Boda drew a walk his first time up in this game. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. That's back in trouble. It lands and rolls out to the fence. Erickson comes trotting in to score. Boda checks in with a double. So that takes us back to the top of the order. Jackson Vance comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in this game. He's 0 for 5 on the day. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike called. And the pitch. It's outside. One ball, one strike. Plitzner steps off the rubber. Boda heads back into second. Boda takes his lead. Boda takes off for third. Pitch is high, throw it on to third, and Boda's in safely. The ball gets away from the third baseman, but not far enough for Boda to do anything. You know, Dan, I remember a lot of this season you've been saying you wish the Cavaliers would run more. You're getting your wish today.
Yeah, the catcher's throws aren't really on the mark, so.
And a line shot right back up the middle into center field. Coming in to score is Ben Boda. Rounding first and holding there is Jackson Vance. So Vance picks up an RBI as Boda scores a run. Third run of the inning for the Cavaliers, and brings up Hunter Ginther, who is 1 for 2. He singled to right field and scored. Also flew out to right. Pitch is outside for a ball. They keep pitching him to the outside. That right fielder better be ready.
Yeah, I think Pete Barton was going to take a little advantage of Connor Hicks here.
And the runner takes off, and Hicks does not even handle the pitch. And down to second base is Jackson Vance. I think you're right. Cavs on top, 6-0. And a strike called as we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. We have time called. Hunter Ginther steps back in. Plitzner looks at second and delivers a pitch. Fly ball out into left field. It's hooking foul. Boy, he gave it a ride. I couldn't tell from this angle. It went out of play, but whether it went out of play off the third baseline foul fence or what would have been the home run fence. Throw down to third and in safely is Jackson Vance. Count is full with 1 out to Hunter Ginther. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ginther goes down on strikes. That's going to bring up Cooper Kapanke, who is 2 for 2 in this game. He's 3 for 4 on the day. So far today, he's scored 2 runs, picked up an RBI. Pretty good day for Cooper. Plitzner at the belt and the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Jackson Vance showing a lot of movement down that third baseline. He takes his lead, goes off into foul territory, and then scoots down the line, swinging and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vance with the lead and the pitch. It's outside, ball 2.
Yeah, Vance can get a little bit of a lead. There's been a couple pass balls, so.
Plitzner winds and fires, and that's a called strike. Counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Cavs up on top, 6-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyler Plitzner at the belt. And that pitch is just outside. Count goes full at 3-2. And the pitch. And it's ball 4. So Cooper Kapanke draws the walk. We have runners on the corners. Kapanke on first, Vance on third. Cole Timon comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in this game. 3 for 5 this afternoon. Picked up an RBI. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Kapanke with lead, there he goes. And no throw by Hicks. In fact, Hicks, all he could do is knock the ball down. Dan's over here trying to pick up Pete's signs.
You know,
I think you were right that time, though. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball.
You know, last year, Ryan Page, I was talking to him. I said, I think I got it figured out. And so I was trying to show him the signs and said, you're way off. So I'm probably off with Pete, too.
2-1 count to Timon. Fouls it back towards us, but over us, thank goodness. Tyler Plitzner throwing a lot of pitches this inning. There's the pitch. High pop up into the infield. Coming over is Poyer, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So for the Cavaliers in the 4th inning, they get 3 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 Bloomer errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 4. It's the Cavaliers 6 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And we're back here at Stuckert Field. Cavaliers lead going into the top of the 5th inning by a score of 6-0. And the Bloomer Woodticks come to bat with Brent Serrar, the left fielder. Struck out his first time up. Kjellberg delivers, and it's foul back. You know, Dan, I don't think I'd want to drive down that road when there's a Woodticks game going on. There's a city street right behind us here.
At least keep the windows closed.
And the pitch is caught the outside corner for strike 2. Either that or keep them all open so you don't break the glass.
That'd be something. Driving along and one just zip right through the windows.
And a foul ball back into the screen. And Brent Serrar goes down looking. Brings up Jay Ryder, who also struck out looking his first time up. Top of the 5th inning. Ground ball over to second. Scooped up by Erickson. Throw over to first in time. That's going to bring up Eric Abramson. Oh, we have a different Judd Plummer is coming in to hit for Eric Abramson. So the first pitch was a ball, and this pitch went right down the middle of the plate. Strike 1. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch. Chop foul. Went off the face mask of the home plate umpire. He's kind of checking to make sure his chin is still in the right place.
All the teeth are there.
For a minute there, he could end up looking like a hockey goalie.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I have all mine yet.
He seems no worse for wear. Cole Timon drops down behind the plate. And Plummer steps in. Here's the pitch. Strike called. And he goes down looking. So, for the Bloomer Woodticks, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 4.5, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
And we're back here at Stuckert Field as the Cavaliers head into the bottom half of the 5th inning with a 6-0 lead over the Bloomer Woodticks in a game scheduled for 7. New pitcher, Sean Hurt, on the mound. So Plummer goes in and plays out in right field. And Hicks is over to first base. And behind the plate is Plitzner. Pogo comes up for the Cavaliers in the bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch is a ball. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Pogo doesn't have any official times at bat. Pitch is outside, ball 3. And Pogo draws the walk. That'll bring up Chase Yeager with Pogo on first. Yeager is 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice, but he picked up an RBI. It's a fly ball out into right center field. Back and falls in, rolls out to the fence. Pogo chugging hard for third. Yeager holds up at second. Pogo rounds third. He's going to try to score. Throw into the plate, and Pogo's in safely.
Yeah, buddy!
So Yeager gets a double to center field, scoring Pogo. Somebody better get the oxygen ready for Pogo over there. He was working pretty hard. And the first pitch is a ball. And the pitch is a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. And the count's even now at 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Gabe O'Brien goes down swinging. He had walked his last time up and eventually scored. Brings up Mitch Voller. Voller is 0 for 2, struck out looking and got on an error. There's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. The numbers for Plitzner on the mound today: he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 of which were earned, 6 hits, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Or check that, strike 1. Especially since it's only the second pitch and the first one was a ball. Here's the pitch. High pop-up out into shallow right field, coming in, and they can't send it. It falls on the ground. Communication issues out there by the Woodticks, and on safely with a base hit is Mitch Voller. Yeager checks in at third with 1 out, and Caden Erickson. Cavaliers are, pitch is a called strike, throw to second, and he got in under the tag. Ball was there in time. It just was not a real good tag by the shortstop, Malinowski.
Yeah, Bloomer switched catchers, and Plitzer's just a little bit faster getting that ball out there.
A little stronger throw, too. Well, he was the starting catcher for the North team in the All-Star game. No balls and 1 strike. And a strike called with a curveball over the inside edge of the plate. Cavs are within 3 runs of ending this one early. Here's the pitch. Little looper out into left center field. 1 run's in. Here comes another one. Yeager scores. Fowler scores on the base hit by Caden Erickson. So he picks up 2 RBIs. Ah, poor Dan. They just announced the winning ticket number, and he was 6 away from winning the $50-something that were available.
That'll teach me to be early to get my ticket.
Well, the conference at the mound is over. And Ben Boda comes up to the plate. He doubled his last time up. 9-0. If he does that again, the Cavaliers will probably walk off and win here. Fouled off of Boda's leg. Looked like it got him right around the knee. Hands over here going ow, ow for him. I think he's saying it anyway. Flexes it a few times, realizes it still works, steps back into the batter's box. Hurt. Fires down to second.
They got him that time.
And they got him that time. And so Erickson is out at second. Here's the pitch. Boda grounds it, scooped up by the shortstop Malinowski. Throw over to first, and they got him. So Boda grounds out 6-3, but the Cavaliers pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We've completed 5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 9 and the Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
For over 1/3 of its history, Eau Claire has been able to count on the Eau Claire Cavaliers for high-quality baseball excitement. Come be a part of Eau Claire's legacy with your hometown Eau Claire Cavaliers. Home games are at historic Carson Park. To plan your day of affordable family fun, check out the Cavaliers on Facebook. Or go to the Cavalier website at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
We're back here in Bloomer. Ethan Kjellberg on the mound, delivering the first pitch. Foul back out of play. Boy, I'm glad his aim wasn't very good. Jackson Simmons at the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jackson Simmons goes down swinging. That's the 8th strikeout thrown by Kjellberg in this game. Connor Hicks comes to the plate. He grounded to short. His only other time up. Swing and a miss for strike one. Kjellberg just rearing back and firing now. And a swing and miss, strike two. The scoreboard says that Bloomer has a hit. I don't see it. They didn't have anybody get on base via striking the ball, so the scoreboard's wrong. There are no hits for Bloomer. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball. Boda scoops it up. Throws over to first, and they got him! Nice defensive play by both Ben Boda and Cooper Kapanke. That's going to bring up Jake Malinowski, who popped Erickson out at second base. Yeah, in fact, Bloomer's only had one base runner, and that was a leadoff walk by Plitzner. Here's the windup and the pitch. Called strike. If it wouldn't have been for that, we'd be looking at a perfect game. And the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. And the wind in the pitch, it's outside. Bounced off the top of Tymon's glove. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's a ground ball scooped up by Gint. And he tripped over first, and I think he's not doing so well over there. He grabbed his ankle as he went over first base. They're going to take a look. He's having a hard time getting up. We're going to mark that as an error on Gintner. As it kind of went through his glove and between his legs. And then Malinowski tripped over first base as he was trying to beat out the throw, which he did. But he tripped over the bag and looked like he turned an ankle in the process. He's going to stay in. He's going to tough it out. Well, now we're going to get another runner. And that's going to bring in Brent Serrar. No, it's Matt Schley. Matt Schley comes in to run for Malinowski. He will probably stay in the game. Malinowski comes off with a pretty good limp. Substitution for the Cavaliers, now playing at third base, is Jackson Faulkner. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Back to the screen. Pitcher Sean Hurt at the plate. He grounded to short last time he was up. Schley is now down at second and is fouled off on the right side. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Cavaliers on top, 9-0. Kjellberg at the belt. And the pitch. It's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Throw comes into the plate. Timon got him at the plate. Eight to 2 on the throw. So Hurt gets on a fielder's choice. Actually, no, Hurt gets a base hit. And he went to second on the play. And unfortunately, that messed up the no-hitter for Ethan Kjellberg. So, we've completed 5.5. And the score, Cavaliers 9 and the Bloomer Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
For a better way to bank, switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
And we head into the bottom of the 6th inning with the Cavaliers on top, 9-0. Cavaliers hoping that if they can finish off this sweep of the Woodticks and the Osseo Merchants can end up sweeping the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, which they had done half of last time we heard, they will be tied for that 4th playoff spot with the Lumberjacks. Jackson Vance leads things off for the Cavaliers. He's 1 for 3 and driven in an RBI. Pitch is back to the fence. Ball 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball out into shallow center field. Several players converging and making the catch is Poyer. Actually, I don't think that's Poyer out there anymore.
Who's ever playing second?
Maybe it is Poyer. I couldn't see the number clearly from where I am. Poyer's the one who's supposed to be playing there, so we'll stay with that. Faulkner is at the plate. Jackson Faulkner. First pitch was fouled back, second one's high for a ball. Faulkner hitting .250. And lines that one foul. Just barely down the left field line. And the pitch. High pop up. And making the catch is Ryder. That brings up Cooper Kapanke, and Cooper's 2 for 2. Also drew a walk. Cooper loops it out into right field, falls in for a base hit. He rounds first and holds. A little bit of spray hitting that time by Cooper Kapanke, shows he can go to all fields. Brings up Cole Timon. He's 1 for 3 in the second game. He's 3 for 6 on the day. And he hits a foul back over the top of us. And it's a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Kapanke on first, and the ball is inside. One and 2 with 2 down. And Timon lines it out into left field for a base hit. Kapanke rounds second, he holds there. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kapanke does represent the game-ending run. And Pogozinski. If the PA announcer would listen to me, he'd know. We just call him Pogo. Here's the pitch. Strike called, curveball. Dropped right down in there by Hurt. Here's the pitch, it's low. Trying to see who's playing shortstop out there for the... That might be Simmons. And it's foul back. Hooper's rounding third. He's going to try to score, and he's safe. That should do it. That should end the game. And it does. That ends the game. Cooper comes in on a wild pitch, and that'll do it. Final score, Cavaliers 10 and the Bloomer Woodticks nothing. Winning pitch, throwing a one-hitter is Ethan Kelberg. And the losing pitcher would be Tyler Plitzner. That'll move the Cavaliers' record up to 14-8 overall and 9-7 in the CRBL. We'll be back with Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout. Final score, once again, Cavaliers 10, Woodticks nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here, and boy, there's controversy about that play. Dan, put your headphones back on. We're going to talk a little baseball here. When Cooper Kapanke came in to score on that wild pitch to give him the 10th run and the win, it was pretty close.
Yeah, you know, I thought he was going to be out by at least 10 feet, but, you know, he's got really long legs. Which could have slid underneath that tag anyways.
It was a close play.
It was. Yeah, at first it looked like it wasn't even going to be anything, and then all of a sudden the umpire calls it out.
Actually, I think the umpire was ruling that he tagged him up on the thigh, and Cooper got in under the tag and called him safe. And folks, if you don't believe me, rewind as you're watching the video, rewind it and take a look. But for the Cavaliers, let me see if I can get this. They've already zeroed out the scoreboard. They picked up 10 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits. Oh, and there's some youngsters over there that are stopping for dilly bars. Oh, boy. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the Cavaliers did commit one error. And for Bloomer, no runs on one hit. And they committed 2 errors in the same inning, I think. Yeah, their 2 errors both came in the same inning. And that means the Cavaliers end up winning 10-0. Ethan Kjellberg threw 6 innings. He gave up no runs and 1 hit. He walked 1 and struck out, let's see here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He struck out 8. So a pretty decent outing for Ethan Kjellberg. And we'll get Pete Bartengale up here. He's just down at the bottom of the bleachers. And he'll be coming up here, and we'll talk with Pete Bartengale right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Talking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Maybe you can make retirement.
And we're back here at Stuckert Field in Bloomer, and we're talking now with Cavalier manager Pete Bartengale. Hey, this is what the doc ordered, sweep over the Woodticks and put you in position to be tied for that 4th playoff spot.
Yeah, we told the guys before the game this is like a playoff game. It really was, so we needed these 2 for sure, and not sure what happened in the other game with Osseo and Chippewa, but we had to worry about ourselves. But I thought Costley pitched really well. Our pitching's been great all year. That's what our post-game talk, if one more person says our pitching's down, I just don't agree with that. Our pitching's been great all year. Our hitting's been up and down. That's been our issue.
You're exactly right. You've had really good pitching between Costley and Ethan Kelberg. Boy, did he throw a gem today.
Yep.
That was a one-hitter, and it didn't get broken up until the 6th inning.
No.
And had that survived the 6th inning, you guys win in 6. That's a no-hitter. That's about as close as you can get.
He's another one that's pitched well all year, and he's hit well all year. So we just need to show up Wednesday, and that'll be like another playoff game for us as well.
And a little bit of revenge on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think all of us remember that Falls game, so I think we'll be ready for that one. Not sure who's going to throw that one, but we needed these two for sure, and had to move on to the Falls one on Wednesday and not worry about that today.
Well, a beautiful day. It was a little threatening there at the beginning. I was starting to wonder, and there was a line of storms to the west of us. And I was thinking, oh, man, are we going to get these in? And then it just kind of split and went around us, and lo and behold.
When the game started, I had my Cav shirt on, but it was so hot. This has to be the hottest day of the year for sure.
That we've played in. It might be warmer Wednesday, but at least it's an evening game, and you know that should be good. But, and you got the bats to get alive. You did something Dan's been hoping you'd do all season long. You got a little more aggressive on the bases and started running a lot, and that was kind of nice. And so,
well, we told the guys before the game we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. We have to get something going here because we're just not generating a lot of runs.
Well, and you got to get people on base to get aggressive, and you were able to do that today.
Yeah. So hopefully we can be more aggressive throughout the year, and we'll go after Falls, and then we have Osseo coming up. That'll be a big one.
Boy, and nobody hit anything out of the park, but Pogo sure hit that one a long ways in game 1, out to the fence on the fly, right under the 385 sign. So yeah, he connected with that. He started to show some signs of coming back. Cole Timon showed signs of coming back tonight.
Yep. Well, Pogo sat out the last Sunday, and I don't think he was real happy with me. So I knew his first at bat he's going to come out firing, and he did. And I thought that one ball he hit was gone for sure, but it got caught up in the air. But he really hit that one.
The wind was kind of blowing in. I think it held it up a little bit.
Yeah, he really hit that one. And yeah, Timon's a great hitter. Like I said, all year he was hitting things right at people. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So hopefully we can finish on a strong note and get in the playoffs here.
Well, next one's up Wednesday, Jim Falls at Carson Park. Hey, folks, if you have nothing better to do Wednesday, I can't think of anything better to do than come out to a Cavs game and watch them get a little revenge at Carson Park.
We'll be ready for that one, and I know our team will.
All right. Well, thanks, Pete. And we'll have more Talking Baseball right after this timeout. You're tuned to Talking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And we're back here at Stuckert Field, getting ready to wrap things up after the Cavaliers sweep a doubleheader. Game 1, 4-2 over the Bloomer Woodticks, and in Game 2, they defeated the Woodticks by a score of 10-0. In Game 2, the winning pitcher was Ethan Kelberg, and he's up to his record now to 2-4, and his ERA is going to take a nice drop after this one. A shutout tends to do that for you. And the losing pitcher in game number 2 was Tyler Plitzner. In game 1, the winning pitcher was Lucas Costley, and the losing pitcher for the Bloomer Woodticks was Curtis Dockel. Our Geno's player of the game today was Josh Garcia. Boy, I was back in game 1, so I kind of lost track of it. It was Josh Garcia, and he did not get an extra base hit. So stop out at Geno's tomorrow at the intersection of I-94 and Highway 93, and you'll get yourself a free soft drink when you mention Josh Garcia's name. Hey, don't forget, join us on Wednesday on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you more baseball action when the Cavaliers host the Jim Falls Sturgeons from Carson Park. Coverage begins at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. Hey, we at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to announce that once again this fall we will carry Colfax High School football, follow the Colfax Vikings all season long, beginning on August 19th when the Vikings travel to Whitehall to take on the Whitehall Norse. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they get a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Cavalier baseball game is brought to you by Gino's Pizza, right next to Action City, and voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for the Chippewa Valley. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Callista Salon on Water Street in Eau Claire. Call 715-864-5332 for a reservation. Muldoon's Menswear on Hastings Way, where the well-dressed men of Eau Claire shop. And Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. For Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe, and Cassie Johnson, this is Rick Olson. And the final score of Game 1, once again, was Cavaliers 4, Woodticks 2. And in Game 2, it was Cavaliers 10, Woodticks nothing. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.